I had a chance to catch up yesterday with Joe Kennedy, the former congressman from Massachusetts, is now the U.S. Special Envoy for Northern Ireland, where the executive was just reinstated 6 weeks ago following a long-running boycott of Brexit by the Democratic Unionist Party there. Now that the government is back up and running in this fashion, he talked to us about the significance of this moment. Here he is.
Any administration, any president of the United States gets pulled in a number of different competing directions. I think it's probably not going to come as a surprise to anybody in this room when I say President Biden is committed to the island of Ireland. Probably not a shock with anybody, right? But he's committed to the island of Ireland, right? You have a president of the United States that made a point to visit the island, north and south, for a series of days just last year to help celebrate and recognize, yes, the historic achievement of 25 years of peace and stability brought on by a Belfast Good Friday Agreement, but to set the stage exactly where the First Minister and Deputy First Minister put it, of we can recognize and celebrate that past, but let's prepare for and celebrate and reach for that future. When I come into Belfast and head of the civil service took me up to the top of the big cranes in Samson and Goliath, and I took a panoramic selfie, which is somewhat hard to do, but we did, up on top, because I wanted a picture of that harbor, so that when I go back there in 10 years, I can take a look at what it used to look like, because it will not look that way in 10 years. Because there's just too much talent, there's too much opportunity.
Special Envoy Kennedy, the corporate tax rate's 25%, do I have that right?
Yeah.
What does that mean internationally as we all debate things like minimum corporate taxes? It's something that we're talking about here in Washington every day.
So there's a differential, obviously, between the tax rate in Northern Ireland and the tax rate in the Republic of Ireland. Mm-hmm. We've had this conversation, Joe, I've heard this conversation about 12 times in the past 36 hours.
Forgive me.
Because it's an issue. A lower tax rate only works if you have the talent to actually perform, right? Massachusetts, our beloved town in Boston, Massachusetts isn't known for its lowest tax rate. What Massachusetts is known for is talent. And so, look, there's other issues out there that are the decision for policymakers to decide about what that appropriate tax rate should be for Northern Ireland. That's not for me to decide. That being said, what is unequivocal is that it's going to be in a world that is going to become increasingly competitive for talent. Northern Ireland's got it. And not only does it have it, you've heard from both of these gentlemen that the institutions of Queen's and Ulster have been instrumental at ensuring that they will innovate, continue to innovate off of that, to continue to provide employers with employees that have the skill set that they need. Mm-hmm. And that connection is so critically important.